Alright, it's January 20th, 2022. First day of the mini Earthship build. I got in last night and there was way more snow than I expected. I was able to clear off the build site, get it down to dirt. I'm going to lay out the tires today, try and get them all leveled off, and then start filling them. Trying to lay out the tires and figure out what the southern view is going to look like. I think these poles are going to represent each side of the greenhouse. Directly south is about right there. I'm going to cheat it over east just a little bit. On the shortest day of the year, the sun rises about right there, and it sets about right there on December 21st. So this should be right in the middle, just slightly to the east to capture that view of the mountains. The bathroom is going to be right about here. Almost the tractor represents where the bathroom is going to be. So when you're standing inside, there will be a wall and it'll kind of block your view of the bridge there. So your view out of the windows will just be the mountains. Alright, so I got the tires all laid out. Used these poles, ran some string lines, got it all squared off. So the dimensions are going to be 16 across by 25 from front to back. So that whole backside is curved, and I did that by making an 8-foot radius, tied it around the shovel with string. I got a stick and drew that half circle in the dirt, and that circle is what I used to put the inside face of the tires right up against it. On the sides here, they're going to be straight walls. So how I do that is I just ran those strings and then just try and butt up all the tires on this side right on that string. So now that the tires are all laid out, I need to get them all kind of level to themselves. They're not all the exact same size. Ideally, I would start with 245s for the whole bottom course, but I wasn't able to get those from the tire store. So most of these are 235s, some 245s, and I think even a couple 255s. Okay, so using this string level, I got all the strings all the way around at the same level. And then I went around and found the tires that looked the lowest and took a measurement from the tire, top of the tire to the string, and found that this tire here is the lowest tire. So I'm going to start there and take all the dirt down underneath all of these tires so that the tops of the tires are level with this one here. So before I can level this tire, the rest of the tires, I need to get it level to itself. Looks like this whole side is high. I also want to try and get some of this snow and ice out of here so it doesn't settle. So this is our first tire. We've got it all level to itself, and this will be the baseline for all the other tires. So you can see this one's higher, so I'll have to take this one off and get it down so the tops are level just to start out with before I start filling them. Now that this one is where it's going to be, I can go ahead and put the plastic inside and start filling it with the dirt that I pull out of here. It is pretty snowy and icy, so I'm not going to want to fill this tire with any snow or ice, because when it melts it'll create a little cavity in there, and we want it to be nice and firm. So I'll clear that out, and whatever dirt I can put in here, we'll start filling this tire with it. So the first course of tires, they're going to have some scrap plastic just as a vapor barrier, just so moisture from the ground doesn't wick up into your tires. The rest of the courses after the first course, we'll just put cardboard in to hold the dirt. But this first one, I'll just put that scrap plastic in there. So I'm going to get all this snow and ice out of the way, and then once I get down to dirt, I'll start putting the fresh dirt in there. So we still need to go down a few inches, but now that I've got all the snow and ice removed, I can just start filling this tire with this fresh dirt. All right, so now that we've got both tires leveled, I'm just going to keep going around the line and get them all on the same level. So I'm coming into the curved part of the building, and I've pulled the shovel out and put a stake in. And I'm just going to go around as I go, kind of losing my line that I drew in the dirt. So as I'm going around, just took the tape measure on the stake there. And I can make sure, just by eyeballing over the top of it as I work my way around, that we're keeping a perfect half circle for the back there. So it's the end of day one. The sun's gone down, I'm losing light. I was able to get the whole west side done, all level to each other. Just about at the halfway point. I gotta do the east side tomorrow. So on the back, on the north side, the site wasn't graded very well, so once we get to the back, we're almost a full tire deep, which is okay. We'll excavate all the dirt on the inside away to where it's just level on the inside, and we can use that dirt and the amount of dirt back there to fill all these tires. Alright, it's the next morning, day 2. Hopefully the sun will be coming out a little bit today, but I'm just going to be continuing on getting all these all level. I've got that west side still to do, or sorry, the east side. Hopefully we can get that done by midday and then get plastic in all these and get them filled. Alright, so the sun is finally out. You can see this front pole here on the east side. It's probably 10 o'clock in the morning right now. This pole right here is going to represent the east side of the greenhouse. So that pole is about 6.5 feet tall. And you can kind of tell by the shadow. We're about a month after the winter solstice, and we're almost at the back of the building. And that's just 6.5 feet tall. The front windows will probably be 8 feet tall. We'll see how it goes. So hopefully we'll get penetration all the way into the back of the building with sunlight. Alright, so it's about 1 o'clock on day 2. Got almost all of it done. Just 5 more tires left. But it's kind of icy still and muddy over here, so I'm gonna leave it for a couple hours. Hopefully the sun will dry it out. I'm gonna start back over on this west side, start putting plastic in the ones that don't have plastic, and start filling them up. Alright, so I'm starting to fill up these tires. But before I do that, I gotta make sure I get this scrap plastic just kind of pushed in. So that no moisture wicks up from the ground and gets into your walls. Alright, so I'm just trying to finish this last little section on the east side. Had to get the machine out. It was just solid frozen clay. I did have to go a little deeper than I was wanting to, but I don't think there was any other option. Man, it's just solid layer of clay, all frozen. So I'll have to fill this back in a little bit, but at least I can get down there now. The sun's going down soon. Hopefully I can finish her up. Alright, so I think what happened over there on the east side kind of made me take a step back for a second. I think I might have changed my mind on which direction I'm going to face. It will still be south, but currently this is the center tire. There's the center of the circle, and then that would be the view. I've moved those poles over to the east a little bit. What I think I'm going to do is go over one tire. I'm going to make this the center on the north side, so that that is the view. I don't think it'll affect it too much as far as staying warm in the winter. I think it'll actually warm it up quicker in the mornings, and I won't have to look at that bridge. I'll just be able to have a full view of the mountains. I don't think it's going to be that much extra work since I haven't even put those tires in yet. I think all I'm going to have to do is change maybe 1 or 2 tires here. The most amount of work will be this whole side will need to be moved over from going straight to over to that pole there. I don't think it's going to be too bad though. I got to come and clear out all this dirt on the inside to get it down level with the bottom of all these tires. And I think once I do that, I should be able to just kind of scoot them over and get them level. I think now is the time to do it. Once I go up a course or get them all pounded, it's kind of too late. Yeah, I just think it's going to be worth cheating it a little farther over to the east just for that view. That'll pretty much be what you'll see outside of the windows. Alright, it's the end of the day. Just enjoying that sunset. Started excavating away all the extra dirt in here. So now the front of these tires are down. Tomorrow's project will be moving this west wall angled in a little bit, and then continuing the east wall over so that we can adjust our view a little bit better to looking at the mountains. Alright, so it's morning of day 3. I was thinking about changing the direction last night, and I think it's gonna be a good idea. I got a little bit of dirt work done last night. It was kind of hard with just using the headlights of the tractor, but I'll have to clean it up a little. But yeah, so back to, this was gonna be the center tire, this one filled with dirt. So if you kind of follow it along, it looks like it's kind of almost in line with that little fence there, which is pretty much directly south. So I know I wanted to cheat it over to the east initially a little bit, but I think somehow that didn't end up happening. So I wanted to move it over to this tire, and you can kind of see the tape measure there would almost be about half of the building. So I need to move this wall over so that it's parallel with the tape measure here. At the end there, I put the level perpendicular to the tape measure. So that's going to represent the south face, the greenhouse. And that's 25 feet out from this tire. I think that's going to be a lot nicer view. And I did some rough math. So we've got 12 tires make up the half circle. So half circle is 180 degrees. So I divided that by 12. I think it came out to roughly 15, I think. So I'm thinking moving it over one tire is only going to change it 15 degrees. And if we were directly south, that should work out. You kind of want an Earthship to be facing either 20 degrees east or west of south. And I think east is kind of what you want, especially for a colder climate. When it gets cold at night, it'll heat the building up a little quicker in the morning. So I think I'm going to go ahead and commit to moving over. Today will be my last day on the job site, heading back to Big Sky this evening. So it'll be whatever I get done today is how it'll sit until I'm able to come back. So just trying to get a better view of this. You can see I have that framing square, and this was in line with the tape measure. It was going all the way back to the new center back tire coming here, and then I put the tape down to where it's at 8 feet over at 90 to that. So now this is going to be essentially the new corner of the greenhouse on the west side. So what I'll need to do is kind of steal a tire from over on this side and bring it over here, and then this will swing in to where it's on the edge right there. So that's about the distance I need to move that wall, kind of swing her in, and then I'll move the tape over to the other side or extend it out to 16, and that will be where this wall needs to come to. I think this is going to help out quite a bit, not only just for the views, but also it'll open up a little more space over here. Hopefully the driveway will come in here eventually, maybe a little shop right there. And I'd like the driveway to kind of loop around and head back out that way. So it should open up a little more space for that to happen. Not only that, but most of our weather comes in from that northwest side of the building. So swinging this around is actually going to protect us from the wind and weather quite a bit more. So go ahead and figure out where these tires need to go and get at it. Alright, so I just got the whole west side moved back over. You can kind of see where it was. It really only took about an hour and a half, and I'm back to where I was at the end of the day yesterday. So it's really not bad. I'm glad I decided to move it. I'll stand in the middle again, kind of see the view. These tires still need to go out to that pole over there. But yeah, I think it'll be worth it. Alright, so I finally got all the tires where they're going to be and level. I was able to successfully move them over. It's probably a good thing I did. This all right here is just solid clay. I will have to excavate it out eventually just to lower the inside level so that I can then fill it back up with the actual floor. But I can do that at a later point when it's not as cold out. East side came together pretty nice. Had to take a little dirt away actually. I think it's all gonna work out. So I'm gonna start filling them and see where I get to before I have to leave for the day. Alright, so it's 12 o'clock on day 3. And you can see that center stake for the circle here. So 12 o'clock, the sun is shining. You can kind of see the angle of that shadow. It's pointing just about right here. And this was our center tire, and I'd moved it over to this tire. So I think we're doing pretty well on our angle, and we get to keep that view. I've got the tractor helping me out, lifting some dirt and moving it a little closer to the tires so I can just shove it straight in. Going around and getting them all kind of 80% packed in, and then I'll go around with the slide. Alright, so it's the end of day 3. Probably got 45 minutes left of the sun being up. Gotta pack everything up, head back to Big Sky. I was able to get 9 tires fully pounded and level. The rest of the tires, got them about 60 to 80% filled. They'll just need the rest and pounded with a sledgehammer next time I'm out. Hopefully I can bring out another round of tires. Should go smooth from here now that I've got one course done, or at least all level.